Hmm. Hey guys, what's up? Bakioni here again with another video. And this time we're talking Naruto. Yeah, I just had to be cringe right there. But specifically, why the female cast sucked. Granted, you can have your favorite characters out of that cast, but there's been a large complaint. We all hear about Sakura, but we also hear about the rest of the characters not doing much for the series. And I'm going to explain why they weren't that great of characters. So let's start off by just nailing the head in the coffin right there. Sakura. She's the main heroine or whatever. God, I feel like I should have taken heroine whenever I watched her on screen, but the problem with her character was, well, she was a jackass, treated people horribly, put her love and emotion above everything else, even her common sense, which even put her life at risk several times in a row, including the people around her. But that becomes somewhat of a show, a tall show, whatever that is. It just becomes a show for the rest of the characters that are female. What you start to see, you start to understand the fact that none of the female characters really had motivations or plots that were heavily explored. Like, let's take, for instance, Sakura. She wanted to become one of the best kunoichi and stuff like that. But outside of herself, her motivation came only from trying to save Sasuke. Granted, she wanted to help Naruto too, but she really put everything forth in ways to get better and try and save Sasuke. Hell, at the beginning of Shippuden, we hear her talking to Naruto, and she's like, I snuck out the village several times to gather information and stuff like that. While you were training, I was out here trying to gather information as well, so we can one day get Sasuke back and get information on the Akatsuki. I'm like, all of her motivations came from Sasuke. Or at least the motivations from her were never really shown. Hell, she puts in work from time to time, but that's about it. We've seen the rest of the female characters put in time and time again a little bit of work, but that never really pays off, does it? Granted, Kishimoto wrote it in a way that Naruto and Sasuke would be actively, progressively, and surely grow stronger than the rest of the cast, leaving them in the dust. However, the ones that made the most impact in the show really were the guys. And the only time the females really made impact was in their romantic options, or what they provided afterwards, children from the next series. We had Kurenai at the very beginning of Naruto, fighting against Sasuke's older brother, Itachi, right? She's said to be the best Genin, no, not best Genin, best Genjutsu user in the Leaf Village, right? She's supposed to be tied with Itachi. Had a quick exchange, that's it. Gets her ass whooped. Do we see her really fighting ever again? No! Hell, during the pain arc, she's running away because she's pregnant. That's her own stick at that point. Carrying Asuma's child for his dream, which was the next generation, which is the king. Let's take Hinata, for example. Her whole point in the story was to provide support to Naruto at times. Hell, in the pain fight, she said, I love you, just to motivate him to transform. And they don't even get back to that, really, until it was forced in the movie Naruto the Last. Don't even get me started on Ino, who was pretty much Sakura's sloppy seconds. Let's not even talk about Tenten. Despite her getting 2 whole episodes of filler that were better animated than the rest of the show at times. Kurenai, I already discussed her. Was there a rest of a female cast? I mean, Tamara was badass, but they didn't give her screen time. And they didn't really talk about her goals or anything like that. So she falls into that whole problem too. And if I'm forgetting the rest of the females in that show, they made no impact whatsoever. Fucking ever. I don't mean to be, actually I do mean to be, I mean that with all disrespect. Kishimoto, you definitely did not work your hardest on making female characters the best they could be. Hell, even Conan! Oh, just kidding. I'm not even going to go into her as well. But to say the least, we can all appreciate that Boruto kept that trend going by making even more useless female characters. Oh, sad. And that's not a disrespect to women. That's just a general discussion idea point for me. Hell, there was one character that I really wanted to see more of, and that was Hinabi. Like Hinata's younger sister, who was said to be the better prodigy compared to her, but we never really indulged in that part of the story. Or Kishimoto just did not give two shits. Anyway, Pakioni signing off. Hope y'all enjoyed. Subscribe and see you later.